Welcome to this video round 4 of the candidates tournament in Klanti-Mansisk, and this video is about the game Karjakin against Topalov. So Topalov, uncharacteristically the only player without a decisive result. He's played 3 draws so far, playing black against Karjakin, who had lost this game against whom? Against Skromnik, right, in round 2. So he's on -1, and yeah, -1 after 3 rounds is not too great. I mean, at the end you will need +4 probably, or +3 at least, and if you're on -1 you need to somehow get 4 wins in without losing a game. So it's time to win something. Yeah, Topalov is not in dire need to win, but in the next couple of rounds, like 2 rounds, there should be some kind of win, otherwise you won't catch up. So let's see what happens. Karjakin, surprisingly, opening with c4. That really surprised me. I was really expecting 1 e4 for a sharp Sicilian, or I'm not sure. Yeah, you never know what would have happened, but my expectation was a Sicilian, some Najdorf or something, but instead we get c4. Yeah, Topalov plays this line, e5, and here we have the reversed Sicilian dragon. Yeah, in fact, while the dragon, the original dragon, is often associated with wild attacks where the white side is castling long in the Sicilian and black short, and we've got these race situations. The reversed dragon here in the English opening is a very, very positional opening, very strategically focused, and this is because yeah, one simple tactical fact actually. Look at this position here with black to move. If you yeah, want to play it sharply, go for long castling, you basically have to start with bishop e6. Bishop e6, f6, queen d7, this kind of setup. And the point is that if you go bishop e6 here, this is simply not a brilliant move, because after, yeah, you can also play this this immediately, but it's better to first castle. After castles, here, if black now tries to go for this long castle setup, he has to play f6 basically, yeah, and white will play d4, and this is the big difference to the dragon, where black has played an early d6. Here in one move he can play d4, the white side, and here black is almost yeah, black is in big trouble already actually. You are never going to get an equal position here again. It's just too much happening in the center of the board, and it's too clumsy, black's development. Yeah, if he takes, for example, after knight d4, it's already very problematic. Something like that is best play. But here white is just much better. He's got this fantastic bishop on the long diagonal, and black has nothing really to counter that. Yeah, this d4 idea by white is the reason why the sharp setups are really not working. In fact, the normal way for black to play is the knight back to b6 here. One important thing is that bishop e7 is also not working due to knight takes e5, this tactic. Yeah, something like that is just winning a pawn. Let's say, can to take here check if you want, just one line. And yeah, maybe here it's just a pawn for absolutely nothing. So black normally even retreats here to prepare bishop e7. You can play bishop e6, but then there's always this d4 idea, as mentioned before. Okay, so this is the basic position of the reversed dragon, and Karjakin is playing d3, castles, And now he plays bishop to e3. Yeah, this is in fact, at least it was to me, somewhat of a surprise. In recent years, and recent years is, yeah, let's say in the last 25 years, recent is not too precise a description. It was, I thought, established that a3 is the way to go here to fight for something, initiating queenside play with b4. Normally it goes like that: a3, let's say bishop e6, and then b4. And it goes from there. White often will fianchetto the bishop and tries for ideas like that. The c5 square is of course a critical square where often a knight should appear if White's strategy is successful. Yeah, this for a long time has been established as the main line. An important idea is that if Black tries to prevent b4, then switching back to bishop e3 is an important point here. Sometimes you can even capture on b6 and damage the pawn structure. Yeah, but well, Karjakin is simply playing bishop e3 immediately, which is the way this opening was handled, yeah, let's say in the 1960s, or let's say maybe 70s, but nowadays it's believed to be relatively harmless. So I was curious to see what the new idea is, and after bishop e6, rook c1, rook e8, played a3. Yeah, what exactly is White's big idea? Okay, you can try to combine this a3 b4 with bishop e3, maybe that. But look at what Topalov is playing. Now he played knight back to d5. Yeah, it looks like a tempo loss, but we had seen before that for concrete reasons the knight had to retreat. And here, this is basically inviting this exchange, as the knight on e3 is sort of double attacking two pieces. White exchanges, which makes lots of sense. And now bishop takes d5. Yeah, and around here, I was really asking myself, okay, how is Karjakin now trying to get something here? The normal idea is queen a4, bishop c5, yeah, and this is what he tried. But look what happened: rook c3, and now bishop to f6. Yeah, rook c3, it's not clear that you must play that. White also could have played bishop c5 immediately, but Black has bishop f6 all the time, and this is an interesting way to play. Black just avoids the trade and sort of ignores this bishop here. It has various ideas. One idea can be knight to e7, and maybe knight to d5 later, after this bishop has moved. Or you can try to reroute this bishop to g7. Yeah, and of course there's this idea to play knight d4 at the right moment. This is also a common motif. Yeah, this bishop on c5 is a bit, yeah, it's not doing much really. So Karjakin is first playing on the c file. Yeah, here e4 was a threat, so he moves the rook again. Yeah, knight e7, rook c1, and c6. Yeah, and around here, my suspicion was that there won't be happening so much in this game anymore, to be honest. It feels like Black has already very comfortably equalized. Look at the structure. It's got this healthy pawn structure, a good bishop on d5. And if White moves the knight on f3, he will be able to exchange the fianchettoed bishop. After the exchange, the knight will have a nice square. Another idea that Black can go for is knight f5 to d4 still. Yeah, White has two ideas in this position. One is the minority attack, like b4, a4, b5. The other idea could be to play d4 at the right moment, like d4 or the minority attack. And we see some of those ideas in the game. Bishop g5. Yeah, this is exchanging two pairs of minor pieces, and does not look overly ambitious. But how actually are you going to improve on that? It's not like this move is not yeah, leading to anything, to be honest. But I'm not sure what else to recommend for white. I think that black is just quite comfortable. Let's say b4 for argument's sake. Look at this. Yeah, and black is getting good play in the center. Those two rooks, they look at a protected pawn on c6. Yeah, it's simply not so great. Yeah, knight f5 and d4 is a real problem. He went for bishop g5, and black simply exchanged those two pairs of minor pieces, and now he maneuvered the knight to d6, which is a pretty decent square. It covers b7, it covers f7, and it controls some important squares that white might use as yeah, positions for his pieces. Yeah, what should white do? I mean, I think Karjakin did the best possible thing. Played e3 and now exchanged knights. So we have a position with only heavy pieces on the board. It's probably equal, but they didn't agree to a draw. Yeah, some improving moves, and yeah, now white only has one plan left in the position, and this is a4 b5, a minority attack to at the end play against a weakish pawn on c6 or b7. g6 by Topalov, and now Karjakin played a4. Yo, and here we are at the, to be honest, only really interesting spot in this game. I'm not spoiling too much, I guess, by telling you that. a4, in fact, is a slight inaccuracy by Karjakin. He should have played a move like that. This is, as mentioned, allowing something, an interesting move by black. If you like, you can use this position as an exercise for the black side, and try to find the best move here for black to sort of try a little bit try a little bit even to play for an advantage. I'll be silent for a couple of seconds so that you can pause the video comfortably. All right, so I'll show you the move. Topalov played rook t4. Very funny move. Just putting the rook on a protected square, but it's this configuration that allows it, and this move can really shock a player if you didn't see it before. Yeah, it's not objectively leading to so much, to be honest, but it certainly is the end of any hopes that white might have entertained before. Note that in this position, black played g6. If he would have played that here, it's actually a massive blunder due to takes. And again, you can use this as an exercise if you like. Find the best move for white here. Yeah, white has a very nice shot here with rook takes c6. That's quite funny. Yeah, rook takes c6. Now all pieces are hanging. The queen, this rook, but the old Michael Tal rule applies. You can only take one at a time, and some moves you can easily rule out. Cannot take the queen because of checkmate in 2. Cannot move this rook again due to checkmate. So yeah, you need to take this rook. Yeah, and now rook c6, and it's quite funny. Again, black cannot take the queen or the rook due to the mates, and white has won a pawn, and black is completely busted. White will play rook takes e6 next move, and just win the game. So this is why Topalov played g6 to avoid the backrand weakness, and yeah, Karjakin is falling right into this little trap. I guess he must have overlooked it, really. Maybe, I don't know. it's yeah, because it looks so funny to he played a4 and this lets b4 hang, so you cannot even retreat the queen, yeah, because yeah, black just take the pawn. So he took on d4, takes here, and here again I was surprised, but maybe Karjakin's decision was right. He played queen takes e6 to get to a position where he has two rooks against the queen and a pawn. I thought he would just go for the draw with queen f3. This is a very simple draw. Black takes, and white is easily going to draw this rook endgame. He has slightly the worst of it because of two pawn islands against just one island, but it still should be a very easy draw. The king is quick to enter the game and fulfill a useful role by protecting a weakness, and you still have b5 to exchange off everything. So this was an easy draw, but he took on e6 and went for this position. Maybe he thought that, well, okay, it's a position a pawn down, but black has absolutely yeah, no idea to make any progress. And maybe if Topalov gets over ambitious, which happens sometimes, he wants to really win the games, and which is a good trait, but sometimes he overdoes it and plays just too sharply. Maybe he wanted to provoke Topalov into doing something too optimistic, but it didn't happen. Queen d6 to, of course, cover the pawn, and now a5, freezing the queen side. Yeah, and here we see that this has some fortress type of qualities. Yeah, the rook is protecting this. It's protecting. The rooks are protecting each other, so it's hard for black to attack anything, especially without giving up the d4 pawn. And they made a couple of more moves: h5, h4, king g7, and king g1. Yeah, it's not like white can do anything. King f8, rook c1. It's just a bit of a back and forth thing. Yeah, it's really nothing that white can try here.
Check.
Here we got a couple of checks, and here draw agreed. The thing is, maybe Karjakin was hoping that Topalov would play something like, let's say, f5. That has some inherent risk to it. It really is. I mean, let's say here, and then white maybe can try to invade here. And it's maybe too optimistic. The thing is, black cannot really make any progress without pawn moves. I mean, and you cannot really move any of those pawns. The only thing to do would be f5, but it's seriously weakening your own position. This is a kind of a case of a draw where both sides cannot really do much to improve, and therefore they must draw the game almost. There's no room for improvement. So yeah, this ended in a draw. Yeah, how to assess both players' performance so far and chances. Topalov has played 4 draws, which is solid, of course, and still he needs to win a game at some point to get in contention for the qualifying spot, but it's not yet lost in any case with 4 draws. Remember that last year Kramnik only had I think +1 after 7 games, and then started to win game after game. So did he have +1 even? It was around the 50% margin, so you can always get something going later in the tournament. But yeah, with 4 draws, the problem is also if you don't get a win early, you have absolutely no leeway in terms of yeah, losing a game and still be in contention. If you are on, let's say, play 4 draws and lose one, you're out of it simply. And Karjakin needs to win a game badly. In contrast, he's on -1. And to be honest, this game felt a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit too timid to me. Of course, those c4 openings, the flank openings, they have some point to it, even in situations where you want to win the game, simply because, contrary to lots of, let's say, double king pawn openings, you don't have so many pieces traded often, and you sort of delay the fight to the middle and end game. But this game here simply didn't have enough bite to it to get anything serious. So seemed a little bit too, yeah, a bit too timid to me. All right, I hope you enjoyed it anyway and liked those little tactical ideas with Rook d4. There really wasn't so much else to show in this game. All right, thanks for watching.